Hi, my name is Steph Saffer.
And I'm Sarah Hayes.
Have you ever felt like you wanted to make changes to your health, but you really had no idea where to start?
I bet you have.
Have you been overwhelmed by the vast amount of information out in the world about health and wellness?
We all have.
Yeah, there's so much. Have you felt like you needed help, but you didn't know who to trust or who to go to? I mean,
We all have.
We've been in that position personally.
Yes.
Sarah and I are in the business of helping people optimize their health. We have a serious passion for helping people feel great in their bodies
We sure do.
and their minds. We're both licensed acupuncturists, and we've been working one-on-one with patients in our clinic for a combined 20 plus years.
20 plus years, more than 20 years.
And we've been working together for 9 of those 9 years.
Almost a decade.
That's a long time.
It is a long time.
We have talked intimately with thousands of people about their health struggles and their concerns. Now, in Chinese medicine, acupuncture, and herbal medicine, we approach health from a very holistic viewpoint, meaning we look at the entire picture from pain to sleep to energy to how people perceive stress, whether they experience anxiety or depression, and if they've had trauma in their lives. All of that stuff creates the big picture of who somebody is when it comes to their health.
Absolutely. So what we do is talk in depth with people about everything.
Yeah.
We talk about their bodies. We talk about their minds, their family, their kids, their past, their desires for their future. We look at how everything fits together and what makes people feel whole.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And we absolutely love leading people back to improve health. It is our passion. We see people transform their health every single day. Every single day. We see the same thing for you. We want to help you feel fantastic.
Think about what it would feel like to feel truly energized in your life. Like, really.
That's as good as it gets.
Energized in your life. You wake up with good energy right from the start, and you feel that good energy throughout your whole day. You feel clear-headed, you feel calm and sort of even keeled.
What a gift.
You feel physically capable. You aren't in pain. Your immune system is strong. Your digestion is working. You're sleeping well at night. This is what we strive for with our patients. It's what we talk to our patients about all day long. And it is absolutely possible for you.
It's possible for you. And we know that it's hard to know where to start when it comes to making changes with your health. We know it can be so hard.
Overwhelming.
Yep. Some people struggle because they've gotten into bad habits. We've all been there, right? Yeah. Some people feel like they're spread too thin and don't have time or energy to make changes in their life.
Yeah, if you don't feel good, you don't have the energy that you want to start new things.
And we get that.
Yeah.
We want to give you a couple of basics to help you create some momentum towards feeling and living better in your life. It's possible.
Think about how you feel in your day-to-day. Is your energy really not where you want it to be? I mean, really think about it and be honest. Think about how you feel when you wake up and then how you feel at like 4 p.m. Do you feel tired, or like some days you're sort of sleepwalking through your life? Are you overwhelmed and maybe feel weighed down by all that you have to do or all the things that you perceive you have to do?
So many people talk to us about that.
Yes. Have you lost you along the way and you're kind of going through the motions?
So many people talk to us about that.
Yes. Do you feel depressed or anxious? Do you have pain in your body? Do you experience too much stress? Do you get migraines? Do you feel like everything you eat makes you feel terrible?
Yeah.
Gas, bloating, stomach upset, digestive upset? Do you feel irritable and impatient? I mean, we could go on and on because these are the things that people talk to us about in the clinical treatment room. From our experience, most people could answer yes to 2 to 4 of these questions.
They really could.
These conditions. We humans put up with a lot of not feeling optimal, just not feeling good. We know you can feel better than you do right now. That's probably why you're here. And we want to help you.
Yeah, we want to help you.
We want to help you.
The good news is you are actually in a position of tremendous power. When it comes to your physical health, we talk about the 3 main pillars that influence how you feel in your body. And guess what? They're all related to lifestyle, which is great news.
That's incredible news.
Right? Because it means that you have influence. You, just you, can make impactful changes to how you feel every single day.
And a lot of people don't feel like they have a lot of control or power over their health. And we're here to tell you that's just not the truth.
Yeah, it's true. So physical health has not always come easily for me. I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's, an autoimmune disease that attacks the thyroid 10 years ago. I have experienced a variety of symptoms that I've had to overcome throughout the years. So many things that I've dealt with, like food intolerances and digestive upset. I was tired. I had so much fatigue and brain fog, neck and shoulder pain. And I have been to so many physicians. I've been to close to a dozen naturopaths.
Yeah, you have.
I really have.
Yeah.
For reals. Functional medicine doctors, allopathic Western doctors. I've been to psychics. I have seen so many healthcare professionals. And there were many times in my life where I felt terrible. Specifically after the birth of my second daughter, I was beyond tired and had terrible brain fog. My body hurt. It literally ached. The ache shifted to various places all over my body. My metabolism did not work. My brain felt foggy and I was just so tired. I was so tired that I literally couldn't make it through my entire day.
Yeah.
It was so hard to function. It felt almost painful to be awake. I have known struggle. I know what it means to want to optimize your health, my health.
Yeah.
There have been times where the only thing I did in a day was see my patients. No cooking, no cleaning, nothing extra, because it was all I had energy for. I remember days where I would come home from work and walk through the front door and walk straight up to my bed.
I remember you talking about this stuff.
I mean, it was so bad that my dog got into the habit of, I would walk through the front door and the dog would start walking up the stairs. I would eat dinner in my bed. I would struggle with my babies in bed because anything else felt literally impossible to me. Mm-hmm. It was a really trying time.
People with Hashimoto's talk about that. Mm-hmm. It's a very real thing.
Yep, and I've tried so many things along the way, and lucky for me, I have access to a lot of things, and so I do feel like one of the lucky ones. I've taken several different thyroid medications. I have tried all different forms of exercise. I've tried not exercising. I've taken many different supplements. I can't even keep track of how many supplements I've tried. I have been on different eating plans. I have detoxed. I have saunaed. I have done ozone therapy. I have done red light therapy. I have taken herbs. I have meditated. I have EMDR. I've done hypnosis. I'm not kidding. I've done all this stuff.
You've done a ton of acupuncture.
I've done
a ton of Chinese herbs.
Yep, I sure have. And I know I'm not alone in this. And so many people go down this path and they're trying to find the best formula to help them feel good. Ultimately, one of my best tools to manage my Hashimoto's turned out to be my nutrition. It really was. It still is. It was the number one thing that I could do to make me feel empowered in my health, in my body. I had tried so many different therapeutic diets, and some helped me feel great, and some made me feel really tired and sick, honestly. And I finally found that eating primarily vegetables and meat and healthy fats and some carbohydrates that didn't cause inflammation for my body was the formula for my body, as well as cutting out some of the big inflammatory foods. And even then, I've had to tweak things along the way within that way of eating to make it work best for my life. When I decided to fully embrace and live the strategies that we are about to talk about, that we have outlined for you, and realized that I have the ability to fuel my body in a way that would make me feel great, I felt like I could take my health back in a way that absolutely gave me my life back.
Yeah. I can remember so many times when you would come into the office with something new that you were trying with food.
Yeah.
Over the years. And it has just been such a journey.
It really has. I know what it means to pour into your health. I know the difference between surviving and thriving, because I know what it feels like to not feel great. I have pushed myself to get results for myself as well as for my patients, because I know what it feels like to struggle. I have been working to help people optimize their health every single day. It is my absolute passion. And thankfully, my body and mind have always shown up for my clinical work. It's kind of amazing. And I think it's common for people. They feel energized when they're doing the very thing that they love.
Yes.
Somehow, my life's work and purpose have always superseded any health crisis that I've ever been in. It kind of amazes me. But I knew that I wanted to feel strong and vibrant and healthy in all realms of my life. And that was a huge motivator and lesson for me as I worked through everything it took for me to arrive in a better place of physical health. Yeah. So I feel really lucky to have this information to share with you all. I try to learn from my experiences and consume everything that I can get my hands on when it comes to health. I am constantly reading books and going to seminars and researching. You name it, I've done it.
It's true.
I am a lifelong learner. Steph is a lifelong learner. We can't help ourselves. And I've learned from other practitioners. We learn from our patients.
Every day.
Every day. Listening and reflecting on my patients' problems and struggles have helped me develop the tools and strategies that have helped me regain my health. My very top priority, my core value at the very top, my main interest is health.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful that I had to work so hard. I really am, through all the ups and downs, as difficult and trying and terrible as it was. It makes me a better person, and it provides me with an opportunity to give this valuable information to people like you. You might be going through something with your health right now, and I'm here to encourage you and tell you that there is absolutely space to improve things so that you can feel better. Eating right for my body is something that has made the very, very biggest impact on the way that I feel. It really has. I'm so thankful for it.
And you still work so hard.
I do.
And you still manage
I pour
it.
in.
Yeah, because with autoimmune, it often continues.
It's never over.
Yeah.
It's never over. It's something that I have to continue to be diligent about. You give me acupuncture, I take Chinese herbs, we eat well.
It's a big deal.
It really is.
Yeah. When Sarah and I talk to people about the power that they have over their well-being, we describe what we call the 3 pillars of health. Exercise and movement, nutrition, and sleep are the 3 main pillars that we hit in the treatment room for 2 reasons. First of all, they are the most important foundational things we as humans need in our life.
Nothing more important.
For optimal physiological function.
Yep.
They are basic needs. Sleep, movement, nutrition. These 3 pillars impact everything from our energy to our immunity, our digestion, our brain function, and our mood. Second, they are all lifestyle factors. Things that we have influence and control over, which is awesome.
It is.
Nutrition is the pillar of health that we feel is most important to feeling good in your life. I mean, you can exercise and eat like crap and you're not going to get far, right?
It's true.
Our bodies require high quality fuel to live a high quality life. So we start there with our patients, and we want to help you get started with that also. When it comes to nutrition, there's a sea of information out there. There's absolutely no one-size-fits-all model for what you should be eating. In fact, when we work with patients, we get a lot of context. We go through a full health history. So many people feel lost and they don't know where to start, or they feel like they don't know what their body needs.
Right.
This is a topic that we love to talk about with our patients, and honestly, wish we could have way more time.
Way more time
with everyone
about this all day long.
Yes, because we have to go deeper with this stuff. We're going to share with you 3 main points that we most frequently talk about with patients, so that you can start making the change that you want with your nutrition, so that you can see the results in how you feel.
Yeah.
So it translates.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first strategy, here we go, that we're going to talk to you about is how to create a sustainable plan.
Yes.
Right? We want to make sure that what you're doing is sustainable. It means, can you stick with it? Set yourself up for success, right? Make it easy for yourself. Incorporate foods that you actually enjoy eating. That seems so straightforward, but it's not necessarily for people. Do you love smoothies? Great. Let's add that in. Do you hate smoothies and would rather eat your food? So many people say, I want to eat my food. Great. No problem. No smoothies. How do you like to eat vegetables? Do you enjoy a big salad, or do you prefer to cook your veggies in a stir fry? Do you really like soup? Let's have you make vegetable soup, right? But so many people are like, well, I have to do this thing that I should eat broccoli. I should eat bone broth. I hate bone broth. I'm like, don't eat it. If you don't like it, don't eat it, right? Have you noticed that your digestion is not optimal? And like, maybe you don't easily digest raw vegetables.
Which is very common for people.
It's so common. You should look into that. No problem. You can roast them. You can grill them. You can steam them, so it doesn't upset your stomach. The bottom line is, eat nutrient-dense food that you actually like to eat. So many people tell me that they choke down broccoli or Brussels sprouts. And I look at them and I say, why? Why are you doing that to yourself? Eat food that you like. There are so many options. Let's make this enjoyable for you so that it's sustainable. Do you like to cook? If so, we don't cook. Your meal plan can include healthy recipes. Would you prefer not to cook? You don't have to. You can do minimal to no cooking. I always say that if I have a rotisserie chicken, yes, and luckily for us, our spouses cook.
Yes.
But if I have a rotisserie chicken and arugula, dressing and rice, I can eat any time of the day. There are a ton of meals that include little to no cooking. You can eat hummus and carrots. I don't eat that, but you eat that.
Yeah.
I eat bananas and nut butter. Throwing together a salad or a smoothie or roasted vegetables. Design your food plan to meet your needs. Take the path of least resistance here. Include foods that you enjoy so that your plan works for you. And if you're doing a temporary eating plan, like a cleanse or a fast or a detox, be sure that you have a plan to transition back into a sustainable eating method so that it's more of a lifestyle. Does that make sense? So we want you to make a plan that is sustainable with foods that you like, that you're not just going to give up in 2 weeks, right?
And this is also really important for parents or families where somebody's doing all the cooking. It has to be workable for your family and your schedule. And so this makes a lot of sense. Make it sustainable. Number 2, start your plan now. So many people wait to make a change. They say, I'm not ready. Or, changing my diet feels like too much. They tell us they want to start eating better after the holidays, or when summer's over, or at the end of a busy month. And look, we totally understand that timing is everything in life sometimes.
It can be.
We understand that. I also would argue, why would you not just start now? I mean, really, what are you waiting for? Because life doesn't really slow down. We are faced with food choices every few hours of the day. I mean, this is something that's repetitive. Healthy food is fuel for our bodies. It can have significant impact on how you feel. So we love encouraging patients to start now. Start feeling good now. Today you can choose to eat more vegetables. You can make a salad or a stir fry or a smoothie or, anything that fits into your sustainable plan. You can just do it. It doesn't have to be complicated. And for me, it's not complicated because I don't like to cook. So I have to make it really simple. So many times people get overwhelmed or worried about something before they've even started it because really they're just afraid it's going to be hard, right?
Yeah.
But like everything, you just take it one decision at a time. I think shifting your mindset and remembering that you have the power to start anything at any time, that's so liberating.
Right now.
It's incredibly liberating.
Life is right now.
Yes. Today can just be the day. Think of how great you'll feel if you take even just like small steps towards your goal. Like now is the time.
Yeah, so good. The third strategy is that the edges matter. I love saying that. The edges matter. What am I talking about? Whether you're trying to eat anti-inflammatory or in a calorie deficit or just eating clean for you, I always say the edges matter. This means that if you decide you're going to eat anti-inflammatory for you, for whatever reason, for health reasons, your compliance has to be high. Compliance. You can't eat clean 75% of the time and expect great change. Let's say you make yourself meat and vegetables and rice every meal, and then you finish your kids' mac and cheese every night. You're not going to get the results that you're hoping for. You're just not. The mac and cheese is the edge.
Yeah.
Let's say you eat great all week. You cook or not, and you're eating
Meal
anti-inflammatory. Yeah. Things are looking really good. And then on the weekend, you get excited and you kind of go out to dinner and eat whatever you want and eat, appetizers and drinks. For a lot of people, that is not going to be high enough compliance. The weekend meals in this case are the edges. The edges matter. For the majority of people, 70 to 80% food compliance is just not enough. That 20% of eating not on your plan is the edge. So whatever health problem you are trying to solve through nutrition, it will respond best to a high compliance diet. You may be using food as medicine to fix your digestion.
Yes.
Or alleviate an autoimmune disease, or reduce your A1C, or cholesterol, or liver enzymes. The list goes on and on. Nutrition is medicine for so many things. I always say it. Food is fuel.
And chronic illness is such a big deal in our country. And those are all conditions that respond to nutrition.
Food. Yes. Or maybe your energy is lower than it should be and you want to improve it.
Also really common.
Yep. Maybe you have bad PMS or uncomfortable menstrual cycles that respond and get better when you have a clean diet. Be honest with yourself and give your body a fair chance to heal.
Yeah.
The little things can add up in a big way. We see the greatest changes, the exciting, life-affirming changes when somebody is all in with their food plan.
And they get excited.
Yeah, so excited. It's like our best moments with patients, right? Be that person. The edges matter. So in the end, if you're on a sustainable plan and you're eating foods that you love and feel really satisfying for yourself, you will set yourself up for success. If you can commit to yourself and your food plan right now, today, no excuses.
Start now.
You will feel better right now, tomorrow. That sense of pride and well-being can be yours today. If you view food as fuel, the edges might be less tempting to you. If you make food work for you, it will be less stressful and you'll find an ease around your eating plan, right?
And a lot of people struggle with emotional attachments and connections with food and habit and eating and that's a big deal also.
Yeah.
But again, these 3 strategies that we gave you can help alleviate the sort of discomfort around changing your nutrition plan if you stick to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, you might be thinking, but my health stuff is way more complicated than that, or I can't make the time to do all of those things. It's way too much. I'm stretched too thin. I'm too stressed. I'm too busy. We hear you.
We hear you.
I'm sure there's probably some truth to that in what you're thinking. But what if you think about it in a different way? Because we all tell ourselves stories about how our life is. But there is usually another way that you could frame that story, another way you could look at it. You could tell yourself, I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to try one of these 3 strategies today or this week and see what happens.
See what happens.
We know it can feel daunting to make change, or it can feel like you don't have the time. But in reality, we all have the same number of hours in the day, and a lot of it's just habit. Time can either feel like this dwindling resource, or you can say to yourself, I'm going to make time to take care of myself because I'm a priority. It's just a shift.
It's just a shift. You might also be thinking, they're asking me to be perfect with my eating. This is ridiculous. How am I going to do that?
High compliance?
Right. What happens when I'm eating out or I'm at a friend's house for dinner? I can't do that. It'll never happen. We talk about this with patients in the treatment room, right?
And it's a real concern.
What we're doing is asking that you tighten up your eating compliance as much as reasonable, right? We would never ask you for perfection, right? You can order a salad and protein at a restaurant if that works for you. You can choose to put more vegetables on your plate when you're at your family dinner or at dinner with friends, and less things that don't serve your body when someone hosts you in your home. We know you can do that. Could you avoid processed foods or sugars or cut out a little alcohol? You totally can. Could you bring your own healthy dish to share, right? I have a patient who brings an arugula salad and a salmon dish to every gathering that she attends because she wants to stick to her plan because it's making her feel great. She brings the same thing every time. And guess what? It's a major crowd pleaser. The whole thing's gone by the time she leaves and that's all she eats. And it was worth it, right? She feels really good. And it's a good conversation starter with other people at parties about her food choices and her feeling great. So we know that you have doubts. We know that you have questions.
Yeah.
But we also know that you have so much potential. You can do this. We see people do it every single day.
We do. Sometimes this stuff doesn't even feel like strategies. It seems more like common sense.
Yeah.
That's the point. The point is that you have the power to take back control of your health by following just straightforward rules of thumb with your nutrition, right? Like this isn't rocket science. We know that. But when we're overwhelmed with where to start, sometimes we need like a really simple action plan to kickstart some momentum in our life. Some people like Sarah need, specific therapeutic diets. Some people need more testing.
Yeah.
Some people need in-depth treatment plans with practitioners. That's very true. I mean, that is something that very much is real for people. But the reality is most people out there need like simple, clear guidelines to follow and a little ownership, honestly. And that's enough to make huge changes in how they feel in their physical body. And some people are like ownership, like, that's kind of an intimidating thing, but it's real. Like we can own this stuff.
Yeah.
Little changes add up to big results. These tips, they make a huge difference for people. We see it every day, like Sarah said. When people sub out processed foods for whole foods, they feel better. When they cut out refined sugars and energy drinks and alcohol, they feel better. When they stop eating, steamed broccoli that they don't really like and instead find a really great smoothie recipe or something and a delicious vegetable soup to have on hand, then their compliance goes up. And when compliance goes up, health changes. It is a practice.
Yeah.
It is a practice that turns into a lifestyle. When you stop making excuses and you jump into action with an eating plan, your choices today lead you down the path to feeling better in your life.
It's so true. So we want to challenge you in the spirit of the second strategy. Why not start now?
Yeah.
Start now. I challenge you to pick one of these strategies and commit to it. Tell someone, tell your partner,
Tell someone.
tell your mom, tell your friend, tell somebody at the grocery store. Talk about it with people who you love, maybe who support you. Hold yourself accountable by putting out the word that you are doing this.
It's very cool.
Yeah, take some time for yourself, 10 to 20 minutes, figure out why this is important to you. Maybe the why for you is weight loss. It's usually not a good enough reason for people, but that could be a reason. Something more like feeling great in my body is a pretty great why. Hiking with my kids is a great why. Having energy to enjoy my life, being able to walk up and down the stairs without knee pain. So take time to answer that for yourself. Why do you want to feel better? When you know your why, it can serve you as a great reminder during those times when you're feeling tired or stressed or wanting to go back to bad eating habits. It's an amazing reinforcement. So just take some time, dig into your why, take one of these challenges, and let's get started.
Which strategy are you going to start with? Write it below in the Facebook comments. We want to know about it. We want to know what you're excited about and what feels challenging and really what you want to commit to. We can put it out in the world. That's a good thing to do. Also, share the video with like 5 people who might need to hear this.
People need to hear this information.
People need help. We all need help. That's what it means to be human, is to share and help and be kind and lift each other up. So talk to us. We want to hear from you. And until next time, the project is you.